Alright guys, so here is my makeup collection. It's pretty small. I don't use too much makeup, but I thought I'd give you a little bit of an overview of what I do have. So on the top here, I have my brushes and my foundations that I like to use, my beauty blender, a few of the lipsticks and lip glosses that I like to use from time to time, my Shape Tape concealer. In the first two drawers, I have these small sample size primers, a few Tarte blushes. Just to give you guys a little background, so I did get the Sephora Play box, the monthly subscription box, for a few months. So that's why I have a lot of these smaller items, these like smaller sample items. In here, I have a few eyeliners, some mascaras, the Anastasia Brow Wiz, Urban Decay eye primer. And this drawer is actually my beginner drawer, I call it. This is actually how I first started doing my makeup. So I got this, what is this, Melania. So you can get this in the drugstores. I got this Melania Brow Fix. It came with a little set. You have the tweezers, you have the applicator. The top is like a highlight for the brow bone. And then you have brow 1 or brow 2. So you can, you know, make the inner eyebrow a bit lighter and then, you know, touch it up with the darker to kind of give you a nice base. So I really like that. You know, when I was beginning, I wasn't really sure, I didn't really know how to use this stuff, so it was really good for a beginner and I really liked it. And so another item I got as a beginner also was this Too Faced Natural Eye Palette. So what's funny about this palette is that when I went into stores, I think I went into, I don't know why this won't focus, but let's put it here. I think I went into Ulta or Sephora and had them do my makeup, and I, you know, told them I was a beginner and if they could recommend things. So I got this palette because it was so cute. It came with a little paper that told you, you know, I think this was like the base color or the, you know, corner color, the crease color. This was like the base color. This for your eyelids. So I really like that. I thought that was adorable that it kind of came with a how-to and how to do your eyes, because I really didn't know how to do it. And then another beginner thing I got was this Tarteist contour kit, which I thought was absolutely adorable. So it comes with a highlight, it comes with 2 contour shades and a kind of dark blush. But it was cute because it all worked together and tied in together really nicely. I think Tarteist had 2 or 3 of these contour palettes, so the blushes and the contours were a little bit different, so you can get different colors depending on your complexion. So I thought that was really cute. So that's kind of like my little beginner drawer when I first started doing my makeup. Oh, this, guys, this is also a must. So this is the where'd I get this? I got this in Rite Aid. This is the NYC Color Wheel face powder. So I kind of used to use this just as a foundation, believe it or not, before I got into like the liquid foundations. This is what I would use as my foundation and I really liked it. It applies really well, and actually I still use it. Like if I'm done using my liquid foundation, if I want it, instead of like the Laura Mercier setting powder, I sometimes use this to set my face, which I really like. That's a cute little secret. It's only like $5, totally worth the money. In this drawer, I have my palettes and my smaller concealer sets. So like I said, I do have the Laura Mercier setting powder, which I don't really use too much, but I do like. And then in here, which I really like, I have these small kind of travel sized blushes and contour. So this is the, what is this? The Dandelion blush, which I really like. Let me take it out so you guys can see. Ooh, it's like this pretty pink color, which I really like. It's so cute as a blush. I use it basically all the time. You'll see me use it in this tutorial. And then I have the Hoola Benefits. This is a contour that I use all the time. So basically, you know, when I mostly take my makeup on the go, like when I travel, that's when I use a lot of my makeup. So these little packs that Benefits came out with for the blush and the contour, I really appreciated because I use them religiously and really like it. But I think it was the peach palette. It's the palette that has a lot of these beautiful neutral tones, but then it also has this beautiful pop of blue and green, and a lot of these are shimmery eyeshadows, which I really liked. So I spent the money on this because I thought it was really unique and nice, and yeah, and really worth the money, and I really like the brush that comes with it. And then the other palette that I use religiously as well is obviously the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia. Again, I usually take these with me when I go away. Again, really nice, beautiful, neutral colors, lots of pinks, lots of peaches, Lots of great colors to use in your crease. So yeah, another palette that I religiously use. Maybe I'll use these today, I'm not sure, but we'll see. Some other eyeshadow palettes, some brushes that I don't use all the time, a little pencil sharpener, which I don't need because I don't use any actual like pencils for liners anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. And then my last drawer is another, just, you know, full of little sample sizes that I got from the Sephora Play. You know, a lot of these little lipsticks that you'll see I got in the Sephora Play box that I had for a couple months. And the reason why I stopped that subscription is not that it was bad. I really did love the Sephora Play box, but it's just that, you know, I'm not into makeup too much. I don't wear it every day constantly. So there was no need for me to keep receiving these small little items. As you can tell, like, you know, I have my small little shelf of makeup. It's already pretty packed. So yeah, so I don't really need that much more makeup. So I decided to stop the subscription. So without further ado, let me get into my makeup tutorial and show you guys how I do my everyday kind of a little bit fancier makeup look. Alright guys, so let's get into the makeup tutorial of this part. So I'll show you guys what I do on a regular basis of when I'm going out or just doing something of like a natural look. I'm going to show you guys what the process is and what I usually do to get the look that I want. So I firstly start out with this Farcelli Rose Elixir. So I really love this. I use this as a primer. I really enjoy it. It has these little speckles of gold in it, which I think really just give it a nice touch, and I really liked it. Before I was using this, I was using, like I mentioned before, I got the Sephora Play box monthly, and they usually came with little primers. So I was using like the Smashbox primer. I did get like a sample of the Tasha primer, like a really small amount, which I really liked. So I used those beforehand, but I really felt that the Rose Elixir was like the best primer for my face. It just made the foundation stay all day, and I really liked it, really enjoyed it. So that's what I usually use. The foundation, so I used to use NARS foundation, but it's not cruelty free, so I stopped using that. And when Fenty Beauty came out, you know, that was the rave, right? They came out with so many shades, so many skin tones that everyone was for it. And just in general, I started looking at people's reviews and what they were saying, like, you know, the wear, if they really liked the foundation, if it became cakey. And a lot of people said that they didn't have these issues with this foundation, so I had to go out and get me one. So the shade I am in is 210. So this is the Pro Filler foundation, and guys, I am obsessed. I usually use a damp beauty blender, which I have right here. So I damp it, you know, squeeze a few pumps on it, go all over my face and kind of, you know, contour it out. All right, so let's start with the first product. So the first thing I'm going to start with, I already have the foundation on my face, already primed it, so I'm going to do the Shape Tape Contour, the Tarte Shape Tape. And this color is in light, so it is winter, so my skin is fairly light, so I don't need, usually in the summer I use light medium, but in the winter I will use light because basically it does the job. So I just dab a little under my eyes. I just do a few little strokes like so, right, as you can tell, see? And then I do a little bit on my chin, I do a little bit on my nose, and then I also do a little bit on the forehead area. So after I do that, I take my damp beauty blender. I use it for foundation. Doesn't really matter if I use it again. So I use the same thing and just kind of buffer it out. You know, so actually I did do a skincare review, and in that skincare review I have Tasha skincare that I use, and let me tell you, they have been amazing when it has come to the dark circles under my eyes. It's really helped because even without foundation or makeup, I really don't have dark circles under my eyes. I use their Ageless under eye cream, which I am absolutely obsessed with because it does a great job. For the wrinkles, it does a great job, so these dark spots don't become any darker. They've actually faded over the months that I've used it, and I swear by it. So there we go. So I have laid out the contour, blended it into my foundation, and now we can move to the dark contour. All right, so for my contour, I use the Hoola Benefits. I usually use the small one. The Hoola Benefits, what is this? The Lightly Brush Matte Bronzer Powder. So that's what I usually use for my contour. So I actually use the brush that it comes with, and I suck in my cheekbones and do my cheekbones. Then I also do right here in the forehead area, and then I grab a little bit more and do right under the chin very lightly. You don't want to make that too dark because in pictures that does not really come out very well, so I do that very lightly. And then I take another brush and I just buffer it out so it's not, you know, you don't get the sharp lines, you don't get the sharp creases in the face. And if anything, if you do, you can always go over with the Laura Mercier setting powder, or also I just sometimes just use my beauty blender and I go over it with that as well. So I blend out my contour just to make sure it's really blended in. It's not crazy and all over the place. All right, so that's contour, so that's all set. And what I do right after I do my contour, believe it or not, I put blush on, and the blush I will be using today is Dandelion, also by Benefits, also like go-to of mine. I really love this shade. Let me show you guys how it looks. All right, there you go. This is how it looks. It's this beautiful kind of pink with, I want to say maybe like a, not a peach, but a very rosy kind of undertone, which I really love, which looks really good on my cheeks. So I take the same brush that I contoured with, and then same thing. I just put it right along the contour a little bit. Not too much, you don't want it to go too up. Also, I will be doing a closer up so you guys can see how this all looks together. All right, so that's that. Finish with that. So now getting into, what should I do? Let's do the brows. Let's do the brows. So for the brows, I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. That's my go-to. I think that's pretty much everyone's go-to. Anastasia Beverly Hills honestly has the best brow products. And this is in the color dark brown. So what I usually do is I take the spoolie and I make sure my brows are set. So I make sure they're like nicely combed out. And then I start doing my brows. So let me try to get in a little bit closer for you guys so you can see. All right, so when I start doing my brows, I kind of go along the line of my brows. I don't do anything too crazy because it just doesn't make sense to do so. So I usually do the contour. Why do I say contour? I usually, do the outline of my brows with what I have now. I don't go too crazy. I don't do too much. So yeah, I also don't have a natural point at my brow, so I kind of create the point with the Brow Wiz at how I was taught by the person in Ulta that did my makeup, which I will forever be grateful for, because let me tell you, I didn't know how to do it before then. All right, so that's one brow. And then, let's see if you guys can see. Moving on to the second brow. So the whole process is just, basically do it until you're satisfied with how it looks. Give yourself a shape, create a nice little base. Don't make it too dark. That's what I don't like. I cannot stand eyebrows that look unnatural. Oh my God, hold on. Let me finish this and then I'll get into that topic. So here we go. A little bit more fullness. There we go. Brush it out a little. So yeah, so that is how I do my brows. So right now, they probably stand out more than anything else on my face because they are pretty dark. But once you have all the makeup on and stuff, I think it works. So I'm not too worried about that or how it looks. And then again, I use the spoolie to kind of just, minimize some of the work that I did on the brows. All right. Oh yeah, so let me get into the brow topic. So there are so many females that I see overlining their brows and just like, I get like people have black hair, right? So you have black hair and black eyebrows. They don't look bad, but I was always told, I was told by someone that worked at Ulta that even though you have black hair on your head, you don't necessarily need to get black, the brow kind of powders or pencils because they make just the black on black just is very harsh, and a lot of people like to overline their brows, so it's like you have a very harsh black overline on the brows, and it to a point where it just doesn't look natural. Again, I don't think I'm a professional at all. I think I do a fairly okay job. I don't think I'm a professional at it, but I have seen some people like just out and about while I'm walking, and I'm like, oof, what happened to your eyebrows? Like, what? Again, like, you know, it's personal preference, right? If that's how they like it, that's how they like it. But it's just, sometimes I see people's eyebrows and I'm like, that looks so unnatural. Like, it just doesn't, it doesn't look right, you know? So yeah, so I actually was using a lighter shade. I think I was doing like a blonde, something blonde in the whiz bar in the Brow Wiz, but then I realized that that didn't really work for me, so I ended up going with a darker shade, and I think this really matches my hair color, and my eyebrows match almost, not identical, right, because they're not the same color. I've dyed my hair so many colors, so it's like brown but with hints of red and blonde and God knows what else. So I think I did a pretty good job at matching it up. I was using something lighter that didn't really work, so now that I got the dark brown color, I really like and enjoy it. So my next step is I use this eyeshadow primer, the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. Really love this. Guys, you have to use an eyeshadow primer, especially if you have lids like mine. So the problem with my lids is that they overlap, so you can't really see, you know, I can't go too crazy with what I do on my eyes because my lids overlap. So I can't use like crazy colors. You won't see like crazy, you know, you just won't see how you see people's pigments and how beautifully they blend. You won't see it as well on my eyes because, as you can tell, like, if I'm just looking at you like this, you can't even see my eyelids anymore. If I do like this, you can see like a little bit of them, or if I close them, you can see them. But if I'm like just looking at you like this, you don't see my eyelids. So it's very hard to kind of blend in and make them look like gorgeous and really stand out. Again, I'm not a professional at this, so maybe that's also the reason. I don't know what works for my eyes the best. So maybe I will eventually go to Sephora or something, or Ulta again, and have them work on my eyes and let me know like what would work for me. But yeah, like I said, I'm pretty basic. I don't do anything too much, anything too extra. I like it pretty simple, straight to the point. All right, so let's get into these eyeshadows. So let me think. All right, so to start off, I'll do kind of a neutral. I'll do this warm tap right from the Anastasia Beverly Hills. So I'm gonna grab some of that and I'm gonna start putting it in my crease area. Don't know if you guys can tell, probably not. It's kind of dark. But I'm gonna start layering that in my crease to give myself some type of contour. And not too much, because again, like I said, you know, with my eyes, you can't really see too much of what's going on. So let me try to get a little up close for you guys. So that's the base. That's what I started with. And then again, I don't do anything crazy. I don't go all out. I do something super simple. So usually I will take the Vermeer and I will do some of that, and I will start working that. Actually, let me try to get up for you guys. Okay, so I will use this right here, the Vermeer color that they have in Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'll start just putting that right here to make it kind of, you know, pop out a little. Oh, sorry, was not in the camera focus. That's my bad. Okay, sorry about that. So, like I said, right here, just use it like that. Put it in there. Put it in there. Can you tell I'm not a professional? Oh my goodness, I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. And then my other eye, same thing. Go in here. Put it all over my lids the best I can, and again, out of focus. So here we go. So we have a little bit of a contour going, not too much. Again, not a professional at this. I just, you know, I try my best. I use the techniques I was given. Okay. So let's see. Okay, let me close that. Show you guys how that looks. So that's what I have so far. See, so like when you look at it from a distance, right, you can't really tell, right? Because you could see that my lids close it out. If I close my eyes, you can see that there's a contour and that I've done something. But when I open my eyes, you can't see it as much. So that's that. And then I also have this little sample of the Bon Voyage Volume 2. The Balm. I'm not sure if this is a brand. I don't think I ever saw it in store, but it's this pretty little champagne color, which I also like to add on. Just again, to give it a little bit of a pop. There we go. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Yes, 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 please. All right. Ooh. I don't want to do too much. I want to get overwhelmed with this color. All right. All right. So I did a little bit of that. And then I'm actually going to go back in and do a little bit more of that crease color, because I think the color that I put on kind of wiped it out a little. So let me just try to blend this in a little bit better. All right. Okay, so this isn't bad. So I use this little sample size that I got of the Too Faced Better Than Bleep mascara. I use that. I don't really put on fake eyelashes. That was never really, oh, no. Lies, guys, I lied. Before that, I put on eyeliner. Lies, okay. So I put on eyeliner. So I got this recently also in, I actually saw it on like the smaller sample sizes. I had a Too Faced kind of eyeliner that I used, this liquid one that I really liked, but it started running out, so I got this Stila one. So let me do that and put eyeliner on. I don't try to make it too thick or anything. Try to get up as, okay. I don't try to make it too thick. I don't want it to look too fake. I'm going, you know, for more of a natural look. So I just kind of drag it. And again, just drag her out. Nothing too complicated. Can attempt to do a wing, but I'm not that good at it, so I make them super small. So let me do the other eye and then I'll come up close and show you guys. Yes. Okay, anyways. Sorry, I get obsessed with myself a lot of times. Anyways, yeah, so it just gives me a little bit more definition, kind of makes my eyes pop out more, kind of gives it a little bit more of an outline so you can see them better. So yeah, so that's that. And then I do my mascara, which I mentioned before. Again, not too much. Not anything super crazy, super out there. Just boom, boom, simple. Do a little bit on the lower lash line. Okay. And then do the other side. And this is turning into a 30-minute video for no reason, sorry. Guys. Apologize on that. Okay, so that's that. And then I usually go with a pretty nude lip. I don't do anything crazy. I don't do any crazy lipsticks or cream lips or anything. I'm very neutral, like I mentioned before. And actually what I've really been enjoying and loving is the Fenty Beauty, their lip glosses. So I have two of them. I have the original. This is the original one that had come out. This is, what is it called? Let me see. Gloss Bomb Fenty Glow, I think that's what it's called. There we go. Fenty Glow, that's what it's called. So this is the original. It's kind of like a brownish copper shade, which I really like and looks absolutely amazing on the lips. And then I got this new one, which is called Fussy, which is more of a pink nudie tone, which I also really loved. So since this is the newer one, I'm gonna go with this and show you guys how that looks. I absolutely love Fenty. Guys, Rihanna did it. She is such a hit. Foundation, boss. These lip glosses, boss. I have some of the lipsticks, boss. I absolutely love them. So let me go in with that. Literally, guys, that's all I do. It's literally just gloss, a natural look, and that's it. All right. That's it. That's all she wrote, guys. This is what my makeup tutorial looks like. This is what my makeup usually looks like. Maybe I'll go with like a bit more color depending on the occasion or where I'm going. I might pop in some pinks, but I usually like to stay neutral and get like more champagne-y neutral tones in my eyeshadows. So I don't have it with me right now. I actually have to find it. It's somewhere around here, but I usually use the Urban Decay, the All Night Setting Spray. That's what I usually use to set all this, and it lasts literally all day. Again, like I said, I'm not a very hard makeup hardcore user. I don't wear it every single day, so I can't judge if it really lasts from, you know, if it lasts like 12 hours or so, but I do usually wear it for 4 or 5 hours at a time, and I've had no issue. I have no cakiness, which is great because I used to have a lot of cakiness problems with the products that I was using before, but now I think I found a really good blend of, you know, newer products, older products that work for me. So let me give you guys a little bit more of a close-up of how this all looks. So the brows, the contour, the Fenty gloss. Let me give you a little bit of close-up of the eyes. This is how I do my eyes. Again, my eyes kind of overlap, so you can't really see it when I open them. But yeah, you got a little bit of the blush going on. I don't really do highlight. I used to do highlight like you saw before. I do have a little thing of the champagne pop, but I don't do highlight as much just because I think with this routine that I have down packed, I think I have enough highlight, and usually with natural light it works just fine and I like it. So yeah, so this is my makeup tutorial. I'm sorry if I bored you guys. This is probably a very long tutorial for no reason, and by no means am I a professional, but you know, some people had some questions of how I get my makeup look and, you know, how I do the all natural look, so I just decided to make that video for you guys to show you guys my makeup routine, what I usually do. So yeah, so if you guys are interested in more tutorials like this, I'll try to do them. Again, I'm not a professional, but I'll try my best. I do have a few different colors that I can play with, so let me know, and I'll definitely do some more, and thank you guys for watching.